It is September 5th today, and my friend Anita and I are in Waterton National Park. We're squeezing in one more little camping trip before she has to go back teaching. So I'm excited. We are on the Bertha Lake Trail, and it remains to be seen if we actually make it to Bertha Lake or not, but it's supposed to be spectacular.
Do you remember the fairy bells we saw in spring?
Oh yes.
And they were beautiful little white flowers underneath, and now they have turned into these gorgeous fairy bell berries.
Beautiful.
Pretty, hey?
Yeah.
Scotch thistle I showed you before.
Yeah.
And you can see how when it heads out, it's a lot bigger than the Canada thistle.
Yeah.
Like it's got a very different shape to it.
Yeah.
So
Scotland's national flower.
that's right.
This landscape is so unusual after the fire. Very intriguing. The fire was 2 years ago.
I just learned this summer that this is a blanket flower, and one of the reasons it's called that, as compared to the gaillardia that's on the prairies more, is the that it has the red color in the center there. So you have the reds and the yellows that are very, very popular in the native blankets.
Oh, neat. Versus the brown-centered
Versus
ones.
the brown-eyed Susan, which is more common on the prairies, at least where I grew up.
Oh, yeah. And that bee is very persistent.
Yeah.
Wow, this is spectacular. We made it to Bertha Falls.
Phew!
Yay!
That was a big deal.
Good job, Anita. It's an uncommonly warm day today, so Anita couldn't go any further. I left her at Bertha Falls, and I'm headed up to Bertha Lake. So from the falls, it's 2.8 kilometers to get to the lake, and it's a 355 meter elevation gain. And I'm guessing we've done at least 150 meter elevation gain to get to Bertha Falls. So it's quite a good hike today. But my goodness, is it ever gorgeous. Wow. Going up to Bertha Falls, there was a lot of people on the trail, even in September. But going up to Bertha Lake, different story. I've come across hardly any people, so that's a bonus. I am in love with Waterton. This is definitely a must come back to park. This morning we ate by one of the lakes. Such a cute little spot, so picturesque. We had our breakfast there. It was amazing. Hiking in the Rockies is a breathtaking experience, literally. Well, there's Bertha Lake. Gorgeous. Some nice backcountry tenting spots here. Really nice. There's the bear pole, nice and far away from camp. I could almost go for a swim. I'm so hot. Looks so inviting. I stopped for a little snack by Bertha Lake, and I have these crunchy little lentils. And man, are they ever good! And a bonus, they're grown and made in Canada. Sea salt and vinegar, delicious. It's just amazing how there's lakes tucked away in these tall mountains. The circumference trail around Bertha Lake is 4 kilometers. And I simply didn't have time to do that today. But if you came and backpacked and stayed the night, then that would be a sweet thing to do in the morning. Maybe someday. It's kind of humbling to walk through where there was a major fire. But it's also good for the forest, so you can't feel too bad. Let's pretend that that mountain ahead of me is my mountain of troubles. And in the Bible it says that if we have faith as small as a grain of mustard seed, and that's pretty tiny, we can move that mountain. God can help us move that mountain. And not only does mustard seed, when you plant it, it grows. So as our faith can grow as well. So that's pretty comforting. So lately I've been changing the focus of my prayers. I've been asking God to give me mustard seed faith, or even pea-sized faith would be even better. But somehow I haven't been asking for specific worries and stresses to be answered, but just that He gives me faith. And so that seems to be helping with my stress levels. It seems to really be working. We just need to have faith. I just need to have faith that things will all work out. But what exactly does faith mean? Maybe we can catch up to Anita soon and she can tell us her thoughts on what faith is. For me, the simple definition of faith is holding on to Jesus even though you don't feel like he's anywhere near, but you trust in him. The healing hiker rating for this Bertha Falls to Lake Trail is a 5 out of 5. After around every bend and every switchback is a magnificent view, and that is what I'm all about. And if it's this spectacular now in September, it'll be off the charts in the spring. So I definitely have to come back. Leave a comment what your definition of faith is and how you've experienced that faith or manifested that faith or practiced that faith. I would love to hear your definition of it. This is our camping spot for 2 nights. We're staying at Crooked Creek Campground. We couldn't stay at Waterton because there was no room in the inn, so we had to drive about half an hour away from Waterton to get here. But it's a nice private little spot we have. Hot chocolate, that sounds good.
Does it?
Do you want some?
Yeah, I'll make some.
This morning we're hiking up the falls trail of the waterfall that is in downtown Waterton. How fun is that? Wow, a paved pathway. It's funny they allow horses on this trail. I don't get it. This is the end of the trail. Their washrooms throughout this park is so pretty. I love them. That's just my colors. And I love stonework. Okay, well, I can ask Anita today then. Anita, what is your definition of faith?
Faith is the substance of things unseen. Believing things you don't know, that you don't know by your senses.
Okay, that's good. I would agree. Anita's taking me to a posh restaurant now.
Well, the resort, the chalet, right?
Oh, the chalet.
Yeah.
The staff even wear kilts in here. That's pretty cool. Oh, afternoon tea. Too bad we're not gonna be here. That's the mountain we hiked yesterday to Bertha Falls. Thank you, Anita, for bringing me to Waterton. I really appreciated it.
It's a great place.
It's been a fun time.
It's great.
We have to go home now. So until my next epic adventure, assalamu alaikum, shalom, peace. My faith looks up to thee.